Hello everyone and welcome to Being Black in Britain, the podcast that captures the nature and the essence of the Black experience across the UK, starting with the north of England. In today's episode, we will be speaking to Emmanuel, aka the Eman effect, who will be sharing a little bit about his career journey, how he has dealt with rejection, and how he is navigating parenting. Let's go. So Emmanuel, can you start by introducing yourself? Who are you? What do you do? And why do you do it?
I'm Emmanuel Asuquo, financial advisor, TV personality, Mr. Money, Mr. Finance, father of 4, husbands. We're doing it all in 2023.
Amen to that.
And yeah, I do it because I come from nothing, and I feel like for a lot of us that come from nothing, we feel like we have to stay there. And I continue to show people, push the boundaries and let you know that where you start is not where you have to identify. And like it's not your end, it's just your beginning. And so yeah, that's why I do what I do.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Powerful intro. So could we start with the nitty gritty then? Can you tell me a little bit about your background? How did you arrive at financial advice? How did you arrive at this particular choice of occupation?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to the story, but because we're gonna try to keep it brief. But like, my parents grew up in Nigeria. They came over here. I'm the firstborn in my family to be born in the UK. Anyone that knows Nigeria, if you're the firstborn, you better do well in life.
Amen.
Like, you better. You're setting the example, so you better do well. There's no choice. There's no coming. Like, Nigerians don't play. So unfortunately, I didn't get the memo. So I was very good at sport, but not very good like at school and stuff like that. And I've always been able to make people laugh and be funny and so I just leaned into that. Do you know what I mean? I didn't have the nicest clothes. I didn't have the nicest stuff. You know, when everyone was wearing, you know, Nike, I was wearing Arribas and Ascot and, you know, the fake Nike books and, you know, four stripe Adidas. These types of things was my life. You know what I mean? And so I used to get roasted. So I used to have to learn to roast back. Then eventually I learned that actually if I'm funny, people will leave you alone because they like you. So I just become a likable guy and like people just liked. And so although I didn't have the clothes, they'd still let me hang because, you know, I'm cool. Then I got bigger, and because I played basketball, rugby, then I played for my year and the year above. So then when you start rolling around with the olders, like everyone just leaves you alone type thing. So I thought I was going to be a sports star. Now, I come home, I always remember this. I come home, I live in Tower Hamlets, which is E14 is my postcode.
Okay.
Canary Wharf shares the same postcode. So the Barclays building, HSBC building, all the buildings you see in Canary Wharf, they all share the same E14 postcode.
Yeah.
So imagine you live in poverty and you share a postcode with billion-pound banks. Like, it makes you think life is different. You gotta feel like we live in the same area. We're in the same area. So I come home, I see my mum, you know, and, you know, she's fallen over on the stairs. I help her on the stairs, get her in the house. The next day, she goes back to work with a smile. And I'm like, why are you smiling? You just fell down the stairs. She was like, I'm going back to work with a smile because I'm able to provide for you. And I remember that was the light bulb moment that clicked for me. Like, you know what? If you can go through all of this for me, Mom, I promise you, your investment in me will never be wasted.
Wow.
Like, your investment in me would never be wasted. I remember saying that, like, you're not going, all of this pain and suffering that you're going through is not going to be for nothing. I can't just laugh it away. I can't just mess about with my friends and then allow all that you're going through be to waste. Because if I don't make it as a sports star, then I've got nothing. So that's when I started to fix up a bit. And then I was looking for hope. And that's one of the big things I think that we don't do.
Yep.
Like, we look for excuses, I think. A lot of the time, a lot of my brothers, we look for, no one's around, I ain't got a dad, I ain't got this, so I'm on the roads. Do you understand? Like, I need to, like, I'm on the roads. But actually, for me, I saw Canary Wharf. In my yard, if you left the light on in the kitchen, you get licks. Like, your mum will slap you up, like, because when you ain't got money, that light, you know what that represents? That represents money being wasted.
Yeah.
And so, when I went to my bedroom, I looked out the window at the night and I look at Canary Wharf. All the buildings, the lights are on, everybody's gone home. I said to myself, no, these men are rich.
It's a different economy.
Rich. They must have money. I can't even leave one light bulb in the kitchen. These men are 100 floors. All the lights on, they've gone on. So I've now got a vision. So I've got a vision. I said to myself, either that Barclays building or that HSBC building, I've got to get in it. I don't know how. But this is what I talk about when I said at the beginning. You have to have a vision beyond yourself, beyond your circumstance.
Yeah.
And so for me, other people just saw a building, but for me, I saw my destiny. I saw where I was supposed to be.
How old were you at the point at which you found this vision here?
I think I was around 14, 15.
14, 15. Okay.
14, 15. And I'm like, I've got to get into those buildings.
Yeah.
And I basically, by 22, I became the youngest financial advisor in Barclays in the country. I had 4 GCSEs.
Wow.
I got a CBE at college, and I got a 3rd class at uni. The reason I like to say these things is because a lot of us, we go through things in life where you might not get the exam result that you want. You think your life is over. You might not get the job you want. You think your life is over. You might get the mark at university, come out and not get the job, and feel like your life is over. I always let people know. People think, oh, you got there, you must have done really well at school, and nope, didn't. And I got there, and you know what? By that age, by 22, I was making more money than all my friends that graduated, that had more higher class, 2-1s, first classes, all that. I'm making more money than all of them.
Wow.
And I'm making more money than my uncles and the adults in my life at 22. And I realized to myself that you can think something at 14, and if you believe it enough and work hard enough, you can make it come true. And the day I realized that, my life changed. I realized whatever I put my mind to, I can achieve. And so that's how we're here today.
Let's unpack that a little bit then. So first, there's a vision. You made a decision. There was a resolve. Now, you said hard work. Can you just kind of itemize some of the ingredients towards that success, to what brought you to this point in time? Because everyone has visions and dreams, Emmanuel. We all imagine. We all want to live a soft life. We all want to enjoy. We all want this and that. But how did you get there? Itemize it, please.
Yeah, so for me, the big thing for me was, number one, was knowing my why.
Yeah.
So I used to replay my mum on those stairs.
Yeah.
Every day I woke up and I didn't feel like I wanted to do something, I used to play my mum on those stairs.
Yeah.
And I used to tell myself, do you want to keep seeing your mum on those stairs?
Yeah.
Sitting down, in pain, tired? Or do you want to make sure that you can do what you can to help and support? And so that was my why. The biggest thing I tell people in this life, when your why, or when the reason that you're doing something is beyond yourself, what you achieve and the results of it is so much more. So I always tell people, when I started, it was my mum. Then when I started to go a bit well, then it was my community. Then I started having a family, then it was my family. Now it's the nation. Like, my vision and my dream is not about me, it's always about how much I can help others.
Word.
And because of that, the reward of that is so much bigger than if I was just focusing on what I could get, money. Do you understand? So that's the biggest thing, is your why and your purpose and what you're doing has to be beyond yourself.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of us, when you really think about it, I only go to this job because I want to make money. You never get fulfillment that way. You can't be fulfilled. There's not enough holidays, there's not enough things that you can go on that is going to fulfill you if you only do this because of money. It has to be bigger than yourself. So that was the biggest thing for me, that I had something bigger than myself. Then it was, the next thing that really helped me change was mentorship.
Okay.
Was mentorship. Like, put yourself, one of the things I think, like, coming from, like, you know, the types of environments that we grew up in, when you're in those environments, one of the hardest things is actually understanding the world outside of that environment. So when I got a mentor, when I got into worked hard, then I got a mentor, all of a sudden, my mentor is making me think about the world differently.
Yeah.
My mentor's making me see the things. Like, sometimes we blame our parents, but my parent can't teach me what they don't know.
Yeah.
My mum and dad can't teach me to go and be an entrepreneur when all they've done is ever had a 9-to-5. They can't. They physically don't know how to do it. So I can't blame them for telling me to go and read books. That's all they know. Do you understand? I can't blame them. Nobody told them anything different.
Of course.
And so for me, getting a mentor, now I'm starting to think different. Now I'm starting to see outside of my environment. Now I'm starting to see the mistakes that I continually make.
Yeah.
And I got someone pushing me Tell them. And also the greatest thing about a mentor is some of us have mentors that haven't actually achieved. Get a mentor that's actually achieved what you want. No.
Yeah.
Some of us, we've got mentors on social media. When you ask them for their credentials, all they will tell you is about their followers.
Yeah.
That's not. I'm not here about your followers or the amount of money that you're making because you've patterned away to work the algorithm and make yourself look like something. I need to see your results. I need to know that you've achieved it. And so I got a mentor that at 25 was a branch manager. And so he was young enough for me to say, right, I'm 18 and how are you a branch? I ain't seen no branch manager your age. And so I could now respect. So when man tells me what to do, I can listen because I know that you've already walked this path. That was it. Then when I got a mentor, one thing my mentor taught me, and I said the biggest thing my mentor taught me, if you want to change your situation, you can't act where you're at. Guess what we do? If I'm a cashier, I want to be a financial advisor. I can't act like a cashier and say I want to be a financial advisor because people can only see me as a cashier because that's all I give out. If I want to become a financial advisor or a branch manager, I need to show traits of where I'm going, not where I am. And this is what we do. You're in the hood and you say to yourself, well, I'm in this environment. This is how I act. This is where I'm. You wonder why you stay there. If I know that I want to be a millionaire, I need to do what millionaires do. If I know I want to be a doctor, I need to do what doctors are doing. If I know I want to be a business owner, I need to do what the business owner is doing. I can't say I want to be something, but carry on being myself. Because if I keep being myself, I only stay where I am. And when my mentor really showed me that takes sacrifice. So when my brethren's all going to Ibiza and all of this, I wasn't there. I didn't go. I didn't experience it. And at the time I was sad, but I knew my why. That's a big thing. This why thing is because guess what? I meet people now, because you don't know your why, everything you see on social media makes you jealous, makes you angry, makes you upset. Because you don't know why you're doing for yourself. If I know that I want to buy a house and that's my focus, if my friend buys a new car, I'm not going to be jealous. I don't want a new car. I want a new house. I know what I'm going for. I know my purpose. I know what I'm focused on. Too many of us, we haven't got goals. You don't know what you're doing or why you're doing it. So what happens is that every time an opportunity comes, you try and grab it. Every time there's a chance to go and do some enjoyment, you go and take it. And then you wonder why, when you look back, years have passed and you actually haven't gone anywhere. You've just got older. Because you're not focused on what you want for your life. You are living the life that social media and the television and the media are telling you to live. You see, I can never feel bad. Like when it comes to clothes, for example, no one can ever, I dress nice, but I don't really wear designer clothes like that. But when I'm with my guys that wear designer clothes, they're always telling me how nice I look. And this is man will say, right, Eman, you dress sharp, you know? Why? My confidence. Because I dress for me. The clothes don't make me, you know. I wear the clothes, people be like, wow, like Eman, you're always a sharp dresser. You know? When it's time to show out, I know Eman's gonna turn up. Why? Because of the confidence in me, because I understand that it doesn't matter how much it costs. It could be £1,000 jacket or it could be £100 jacket. The way I wear it is always going to look good. Do you see what I'm saying? And so because of the confidence and the swagger and the way I move, I'm confident in who I am as a person. I understand with or without the jacket, I'm still valuable. A lot of us, we buy this stuff to gain value. I've got my Prada bag, I've got my Louis Vuitton. We buy this stuff. We buy things to gain value. When you understand you're already valuable, the way you see life, the way you walk, the way adverts, I can't be twanged. Like I can't, there's no way an advert can come on and I'm like, oh, I've got to buy it. It's impossible. If I wasn't thinking about buying it before I saw the advert, I'm not getting it. Do you know what I mean? And so it's really important. These might sound like, but when you put them all together, this is the reason why I was able to overcome the hardship. There were times, I'm telling you, there were times on this journey when I wanted to give up.
Tell me about these times, Emmanuel. Tell me about these times. Let's unpack that.
So when I tell you about like rejection, like I got to become the youngest financial advisor, 22. I thought I'm here. I've made it. I get there. I'm the only black person. I talk like from East London. which is considered a lower class way to speak. I'm young, so because I'm 22, everyone's mid 40s, early 50s. All my colleagues could have been my mum or dad. All of them could have been my mum or dad. That's how early I got into the game.
Right.
And so what happens is now they start telling you how you talk. You talk funny, so you need to change the way you talk. Oh, the way you dress funny. Oh, the way you walk, it's intimidating.
Oh gosh, not intimidating.
Intimidating.
Oh, stop it.
The bass in your voice. So all of a sudden, I'm waking up every day, and I'm trying to be someone else, because I'm although I've achieved this goal and this dream, I'm going to an environment that's telling me that I'm not good enough, and it's so painful. And then even on the way, like even like now I'm an entrepreneur. Do you know how many times when I quit this environment because I was like, you know what, I can't handle it anymore. They made me redundant 3 times.
What?
The third time they made me redundant, the company, the third time they made, and when I say they, I just mean the industry, because the way I see it, the financial service industry is the same. It didn't matter what company I went to. It was the same result. The third time they made me redundant, do you know that my wife just finished having our 4th child. I took 2 weeks off paternity leave, came back, and they said, oh, your job's gone.
Lord have mercy.
Luckily, I had an angel that worked in HR. She came. The person that wanted to sack me, she didn't let him. She came to do it.
Wow.
And so instead of letting them sack me, she's like, we're going to make you redundant. And I'm going to give you the maximum amount of redundancy. And I was like, the pain and rejection. Do you know, 2 days ago, I went to a conference and I bumped into 2 advisors at that same firm that I used to work at. And the first thing they said to me was, wow, you're doing amazing. You're on over the TV. You get more coverage on television than our whole firm.
Oh, wow.
We watch you. And this is why sometimes in life, the things that I thought, the redundancies that I thought were painful, that were embarrassing when you're packing your box, packing your stuff and walking out and you're saying bye. I remember one of them, I had tears rolling down my eyes because I actually loved working at that company. And I had to leave. Do you know that actually it was God moving me to where I was supposed to be?
Word.
Actually, sometimes in the moment, what is your embarrassment and what is your shame and what is your lowest point actually is the start of the life-changing thing that's coming for you. And so what happened is that I needed that pain to let me know to focus on what my mission and my purpose was. Because I was in employment, tried to fit in, when I was supposed to be a business owner, changing the game. And now I've changed the game. Now these are like, well, you know what? Finance can be fun. Have you not seen Eman? Finance can be interesting. Eman, can you come on my podcast and tell people how other advisors can be more like you? Me?
Yes,
the one that wasn't good enough. The one that they said talks funny and it wouldn't work. Now it's me that needs to train others to be more like me.
Imagine.
I said, listen, you can't allow you've got to know what you're doing for yourself. You've got to know your purpose and know your drive and know that it's your vision. When we said at the beginning, your vision. Sometimes we are so focused on other people seeing our vision, but they can't see it because it's not their vision. It's your vision. We all have sight, but we don't all have vision. And so once you know your vision and you know it's there, it's for you. Forget what everyone else says. They'll catch up later. You know, now they flick on their TV, they see me, they're like, I wish you were still here. You know how many companies I used to work at? Tell people I used to work there. Can you imagine? And their claim to fame. But when it was time to leave, they let you go like you're nothing. The point is that I don't know where people are at, because sometimes you're in a place of low. I need you to understand that I look back at my places of low with joy. Because those low places have took me to the higher ground. I want people to know that no matter where you're at right now, your journey to the higher ground, normally 9 times out of 10 starts from the lower ground. You see, sometimes you think I've got to a certain level and so I just automatically gonna get up. Sometimes you gotta come all the way back down. And you know why I had to come back down? So that when God lifted me up to this level, I will remain humble.
Mate.
I will remain humble.
Mate.
There's no way. When people meet me, they're like, Eman, you're so normal. Brother, sister, do you know what I've been through in this life? No money, no television, no followers can ever make me change.
Yeah.
I know who I serve. I know what I'm about. I know my purpose. And sometimes you got to go through the hard times in order to appreciate the good. Because if life was always good, how would we see it with spoiled children? Children that have always been around money and wealth and never known hardship. You know how hard it is to make them work? So you have to understand the balance. Sometimes almost when I go now, when things get hard, I'm like, thank you, God. I know that's about to happen. It's gonna be amazing. You gotta have that faith and belief that okay, this is me, this hard time, this hard place, these rejections.
Yeah.
Don't feel that success and failure are two different things. They're the same. I have failed my way to success.
Let's unpack that. Hold on. Let's unpack that. What's success, Emmanuel? Define it it for you. What is it?
For me personally, success for me is my impact.
Okay.
I base my success on the impact that I have. Because for me, I'm all about legacy. I know that success number one was getting from where I've been through to here now. I already tell people, I've already completed the game. I've already won the game. So everything else is a bonus. So I'm playing, the part of the game I'm playing now is called legacy. Everything I do right now is all about legacy. When my success is not defined by the amount of money in my bank account, because I could have money and have no impact. My success comes when I go outside and I bump into people. The love, the joy of me meeting you for the first time, but for you, I've impacted your life. I meet people all the time that tell me I bought a house 18 months after starting watching your content. I've never spoke to them one day in my life.
Wow.
But just watching the content helped them change their mindset, and now they've gone from a place of liability to a place of asset. They've gone from a place of decrease to a place of increase. They're now in a place of wealth. And a lot of them are the first time in their family. First in their family to ever do this. To me, that's success. Because money comes and goes.
It does.
Money, I can't do it on money or a house.
Yep.
Because all of that stuff, guess what? I can't take it when I'm gone.
Yep.
No one's ever gone and they've said, listen, he died, but you see that yard, that 10-bedroom house? Nope. It's not. No one remembers you for your house.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
They remember for what you left. What did you do? What was your impact? And I wake up every day. I always tell people, I wake up every day and I don't say, how much money can I make? How do I make more money? I wake up saying, who can I help? Who can I help today?
Now, going back to something you said earlier on when I asked you to itemize some of these things that have contributed to where you are at now. One thing that you said right at the beginning was being able to find your why, and a why that's bigger than yourself, a why that's bigger than you. Now, you alluded to part of that why being for your family. Now, looking at how you've grown up, the economic situation in your upbringing is very different to what your children are seeing and going to see. My question is, how are you going to navigate that? Because I'll use my own example. Growing up, not that we struggled for anything, but we didn't see all the glamour and all lots of nice things. But my youngest brother, over 10 years away from me, he has access to a lot of resource. He's spoiled. We throw everything at him. And he didn't have to wait or ask for anything. He just gets it. There's a level of entitlement there because he knows he can just get what he's given. How will you raise your children to hold your same value of money, even though they may not have to struggle like you have struggled or like your mum has struggled for it? What might that look like?
Yeah. I think for me, what we do with our kids, I've got 4 kids.
Right.
My eldest is about to be 11,
right.
Then a 9-year-old, 7-year-old, 4-year-old.
Right.
And for me, for all of them, I show them through example.
Okay.
I show them the grind. They see how hard I work. And I let them know that nothing that they have is theirs. Do you understand?
Yep.
One of the biggest things that happens is that with our kids is that we give them stuff and they act like it's theirs, like they've worked for it. My kids know that nothing that they own is theirs. Everything they own has come from me and their mum. And it's come from hard work. Their mum works. They see their mum work. Their mum works. The mum has a cake business and is a contractor and is a BA as well. She's got 2 jobs. Plus, she still picks them up from school, still brings them home. Still, their mum drives. Their mum shows them that everything that dad does, mum can do. Because I've got girls. I've got 2 girls, 2 boys. Yeah, but at the same time, we empower them to know about finance. You see, in our house, you see when we bought this house that I'm in right now. When I was buying this house, everybody had to go on a budget. They had to budget their snacks. There'll be times that we'll be coming home and they'll see McDonald's and one of the children will say, "Can we go to McDonald's?" And the other one will say, "Oh, but we're buying a house, we can't go to McDonald's."
I love it.
I don't need to say nothing. They know they're involved. Now they all got their rooms and they're enjoying. Nobody's complaining how they miss McDonald's. They understand the graft and the growth. What I'm training my kids to do, I'm not training them to leave them with assets. I'm training them to get the assets and build on them. You understand? So for me, it's so important that they understand the value of hard work. Nothing comes easy, because nothing came easy for me and their mum. And so they see it. But also, I want them to believe in anything. Because at the end of the day, for them, like when I grew up, I looked at TV, I never saw people like me. For them, they put on the television, they see their dad that they see the dad that wipes their nappy and drives them to school. They see their dad on television. So for them, everything is possible.
I love it.
Everything is, and I want them to know that. But I want them to also make sure they understand everything takes hard work. Everything takes discipline. And for me, I don't reward them for being my kids. I reward them for their actions. So when they doing your homework, that's what you're supposed to do. That's not, there's no prize for that. You're supposed to do that. If you don't do that, you're only going to get in trouble. But when I see you do stuff and excel, when I see you be a really nice person, like the other day, I was coming out of co-op with my son, and there was a guy begging for money, and I gave my son some money. I said, "Give it to the man." If you see the way my son skipped to give this money to this man, and then the guy gave the money, and the guy said, "God bless you, son." And my son said, "Thank you," and he skipped away smiling because he understands that actually I don't need this, but this means a lot to this guy. And the reaction from the guy made him feel, and that's the type of child I'm growing up. I'm not growing up a child that feels like no matter what, I've got my dad, so I don't need to work. I don't need. Not in this house. They know. They know. I will take your light bulb. You will sleep on a mattress on the floor. Don't play any game in this place.
How can you say take a mattress?
Nothing. I will take your mattress from your bed, put your mattress on the floor, and take your bed out of your room. You will sleep on mattress and floor. I promise. They know me. I don't play these games. There's no entitlement here. Like we are here. We're here through hard work and grind. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to make sure that you appreciate every moment. I know. It wasn't until I saw my mum on the stairs that I started to appreciate the work. If I never had that moment, I'd still be taking liberties. I'd still be messing about at school and, making everyone laugh for getting kicked out of class. It took that moment of vulnerability, that moment to see my mum at her low, to say, "Nah, I've got to do something different." But you don't always get that moment. So I've got to make my kids know from now that they've got to put it in for them. Because at the end of the day, they've got each other. Because you see me, once these are big enough, I'm gone. This country, this London is too much for me. I need to go to somewhere where it's much more tax efficient.
Like where?
I can't make money in this country.
Where are you trying to go, Emmanuel?
I really want to go to Africa. I'm really on it. I'm really on it. Like I'm starting already with the links in Niger. But then I want to get to Ghana. I want to get to South Africa. Jeez. I want to do some stuff in the Middle East. I want to do stuff in the Caribbean. I really want to do stuff outside of the UK. And I think for me, I want to make, like I said, it's about legacy, right? So once I've conquered the UK, the world is the next step.
He said conquered the UK. Okay. Okay, let's unpack something there though. We've talked about family, we've talked about your journey, we've talked about where you are right now. My question is, how are you balancing everything that you do? Emmanuel, you're on TV, like you're everywhere. How do you manage everything that you're doing right now? Like, thank God and all, but you have family, you're a father of 4, you have your own personal health and well-being, and then you're answering to all men like this. Like, What does that look like in terms of the work-life balance for you?
It's difficult. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not. Yeah. I used to believe in work-life balance when I had a job. I think when you got a 9 to 5, yeah, that makes sense because you know that you got an end point, you got an end time. When you run your own business, your own company, and when you're trying to have a global impact throughout a nation, and like I said, your cause is bigger than you.
Yeah.
I can't say, like, there are times when I will go 4 or 5 days just like, you're not gonna. I can't take my kids to school. I can't pick them up. I can't help them with their homework. Like, do you know what I mean? But then there are other times where there's time and I'm there and I'm taking them to school and we're playing together and I'm taking them to the park and we're having walks and doing talks and do you understand? There's balance, but they know why. They know why. The thing about it is that I communicate. When my kids ask me, Daddy, where you're going, they know that I'm going to tell them exactly where I'm going, what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. And if it doesn't, and it gets to the point now, if it doesn't make financial sense, I can't do it. Before, when I'm grinding, there's a grind season where you got to take everything. Every opportunity. People have to see you everywhere. There's a point you couldn't, every flyer that has an event, my face is on it. People are tired, like, wow, Eman, you're everywhere. I'm everywhere. But it gets to a point where now you calm down and say, listen, I need to be around my kids. So if I'm gonna be away, or if I'm gonna do something, it has to make financial sense. Do you know what I mean? Because at the same time, I know the life I want to give my kids, and this is what I tell them. How am I gonna? If I'm always next to you, I'm always picking you up. I'm always next to you. How do we pay for swimming lessons? How do you do gymnastics? Because this is not school. Don't pay for that one. These things are extracurricular. So how do we give you the things that you want to enjoy? You know? It's a conversation. But at the same time, I have my wife, I have my PA who have control of my diary. So if they feel that, I've done too many days, they'll block it out.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
I like that.
If there are important things like, like parents' evening or these types of things, they'll block that out of my diary. And those things are non-movable. Like, because I'm at a stage now where companies want to work with me. So if you want to work with me, you got to work with me on my time. Like, do you understand? And that comes with levels. No, that's not at the beginning. Please don't say Eman said no. At the beginning, I was working on their time. Please, I was on their time. It's only now that I can now be like, actually, this doesn't make sense, or I can't do this and so forth. But it comes with the balance, because at the same time, I can't be out here saving the world and my kids are perishing. Do you understand? They don't know their dad. They don't know, because when they get to 15, 16, and I want to tell them, oh, don't do this, they'll be like, well, who are you? It's too late. It's too late. I've got to be here and do that. So there definitely is a balance, a season. I think it moves away from back to a season. There are seasons where I'm really busy and there's seasons where I'm really focused on it. But at all times, I'm trying to do everything. But there are just things that have to take priority.
Final question then. To the person that's listening and thinking, all right, it must be nice, Emmanuel, like it's looking good for you. Where do I start? Because I'm starting from rock bottom. How do you advise the young adult, the youth, the married, the unmarried, whoever they are that's looking to get their money right? How do you advise them? What's the starting point right now?
The best investment you can make is in yourself. The best investment you can make is in yourself. So like I said, for this person that's sitting there saying, oh, how do I up my money? Don't think like that. Think about, what value do I have? If you think, oh, I don't feel like I have any skills that have any value, that's the answer to your question. Go find the skill, go learn it, go add value to yourself. Then once you've added that skill, who can I help benefit from the skills that I've added to myself? Who can I help? Once you start to find people that you can help. Now, what I'd say in the short term for most people is this, the quickest way to get a pay rise or a pay increase is through work. So the skills you want to add are skills that, and let's be, I was watching a documentary the other day on the American Indian community. And they were talking about how most of them work in STEM. So science, technology, engineering, like mathematics or whatever, STEM. And when you think about those jobs are high paying jobs. Too many of us are out here doing careers and jobs that have no future, no increase. have very limited in regards to, and you're doing jobs, manual jobs that we know. Look, AI is and technology is coming to take all of your job.
Yep.
In America, the McDonald's, there's no staff. There's no staff in the McDonald's. There's even here in the UK, they did the Amazon shop.
Yep.
There's no staff in the Amazon shop.
Yeah.
So that shows you, we need to understand that the new jobs is not being the server. The new job is being able to fix the computer.
Yeah.
Because who's gonna so the machinery? Who's gonna be? Have you got the skills and the understanding so that when this thing breaks down, you're able to do it? When you go to the Amazon warehouse, you got bots driving around collecting all the parcels.
Yep.
So who is making sure? Who's learning the skills to be able to look? We got ChatGPT. What's going on?
Tell them.
Our education's gonna have to change.
Yep.
Because you can't give somebody coursework anymore. You can't give them coursework.
Problem.
The computer's gonna do the coursework, and it's gonna be unique.
Yep.
So the point I'm trying to make is that if you are a person now and you're saying, number one, if you don't know what you want to do everything.
Yeah.
Do everything. Every type of job you can do, try. One of the biggest things I tell young people, take risk. You can afford to take risks.
Yeah.
The problem is you want to take risks when you've got kids and a wife and a mortgage. It's all too late then.
Yeah.
Now you're scared to jump. You've got too much to lose. While you're young and got energy, take risk.
Yeah.
But be busy being around successful people.
Word.
I was at a guy yesterday. I did a podcast yesterday. Guy, we did it in his estate agents. If you see how beautiful the estate agency is, I was like, wow, I can't believe. He's an Asian brother. I can't believe. I was like, I've walked past this place so many times growing up. It's in Stratford. So I grew up in East London. So it's near where I grew up. And I'm like, I can't believe that this is owned by someone in this community. Yeah. And it's like, how many young people are now knocking at his door to say, can I get some work experience? Can I learn what you do? Yep. So that no, we don't think like that. We're out here watching 50 Cent or, I'd rather have dinner with Jay-Z than them take the money. Are you well? These guys are not reachable to you. Yeah. But my man is. My man is on the high street there. So are you looking for people that are actually reachable, actually in your vicinity, that are doing well, that you can contact and say, can I just learn? Then now you say, I need to get paid. You're not ready to work for free. You get no bills. Yeah. Your mum pays your phone bill. You live in your mum's house. Your mum pays your internet. What do you need money for? Yeah. Go and get experience. The experience will pay you much more. There are people with degrees and they have managers who have years of experience. Word. They answer to people who have years of experience. Because when it comes to doing a job, I want to know you're able to complete it. I don't care that you know what the book says. Do you know how to do it in real life? Yep. Do you understand? This is vital. I understand. So my thing when I talk about young people is find people who are successful. Word. Attach yourself to them. Word. Spend more time on LinkedIn than Instagram. Please. People will be telling me about your bank account. I need to make money. How much time do you spend on LinkedIn? I've got a profile. You ain't even got a picture on that thing. And you're talking to me about money. You're not serious. I can't take you seriously. Yeah. Like, the energy that you put into to swipe left and swipe right and scroll this and scroll that, put that into LinkedIn and connect with people that are doing bits and just say, I really admire you. Start with a compliment. I really admire you. I love what you're doing. I'd love to have a phone call. Word. I'd love to just understand how the steps I could take at this age in order to get to where you're at. I promise you they'll give you half an hour. Maybe even more. This is life-changing.
It is life-changing, Emmanuel, man. Thank you so much. We should have done double the time. We should have had a whole day for Emmanuel to come and spit bars because...
Come on. I'm coming Liverpool, so when I come Liverpool for the live thing,
we're ready.
Come on, I'm there.
We're ready, Emmanuel. We're ready.
I can't wait.
So yeah,
I'm coming for the weekend.
So for you lot,
pack the bags.
For you lot that are listening, just a quick one. Emmanuel will be back with his gems, with his wisdom. This time we'll have your book on site and we'll unpack some of what you've shared in Get Your Money Right. We'll share the link in the chat, in the description, for those that want to just get to know a bit about what you're doing. But Emmanuel, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We appreciate it. We'll see you soon.
No, thank you, man. Thank you for having me. Thank you for your quality. You know, like people ask me to do podcasts. A lot of the time I say no, but when I look at what the quality, I'm like, I've got to honor it.
Yeah.
Like, because I know that the money it takes, I know the effort it takes, the time it takes to have quality. This ain't just let's just put 2 mics in a room and let's talk. No, this is time, effort, full out. So I appreciate the quality. I appreciate what you're doing, and it's an honor to support you and, keep being great.
Absolutely. Shout out to Liverpool Podcast Studios for giving us the quality, crisp, 4K, But yeah, no, thank you very much. We'll leave it there. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. To make sure you don't miss the next one or the one after that, ensure to follow us on all podcast platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.